Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Two Moms and Some Labels. Two Moms and Some Labels is a platform for parents and caregivers caring for a child or an adult with a disability to come together in a shared space to network, commune, and just gain and share ideas on how to persevere through challenging times. My name is Brittany, and on this episode, we have a very special guest. And she has some great information to tell us about a great program here in Northeast Florida. And so I'm going to let her take it away and introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Courtney Sykes. I am the Executive Coordinator with Ability Tree First Coast. We are a nonprofit that is dedicated to serving families impacted by disability with our various programs and events. And yeah, it's really exciting. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yes, I'm so excited because I myself have taken my daughter to some of the events that you guys have. I'm not going to spill too much of the information. I'm going to let you tell more about it, but there's some great events that you guys always have. And I think I have gotten one of the best pictures of my daughter at the Luau event, I think it was.
Yeah.
When we went a couple years ago, and I keep that like as my back screen saver on my phone because it's like the best picture. She was so happy. So that just tells you how great the events are and how great of a job you guys do putting on these events for the community. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into doing the work that you're doing with the program?
Yeah. So I have two kids that are both on the autism spectrum. I have a 15-year-old and a 7-year-old boy and a girl. And I kind of got started in this general field back when my son got diagnosed at 3. I really wanted to, learn as much as I could about his disability and how it would impact him. And then later on, I really wanted to turn around and help other mothers like myself and other families like mine, especially getting started, when your child is newly diagnosed or you are looking to get them evaluated. It's overwhelming. It can be very isolating. You don't know what's available to you out there. Nobody hands you a manual and tells you, yeah, go to this website, call this person, sign up for this, this is available to you. And so I kind of just wanted to figure out a way that I could pour back into families now that I am, especially in a place where my kids are a little older. I am blessed with a ton of family support, which not everybody is. So that gives me the ability and the time to do this job. And I absolutely love it. It's been very, very fulfilling. And it really touches my heart to be able to make things a little less isolating and lonely and scary for families that are dealing with disability. So.
Awesome. And so what is Ability Tree? What does the program provide for the community? What do you guys do?
So we're a faith-based nonprofit, and our biggest focus is providing respite, community, and support for families impacted by disability. So what that looks like is we use our various programs and events to serve the disability community. So we have a lot of fun events throughout the year. I know you mentioned the Luau. That's one of them. We have a bowling tournament coming up, and it's also a fundraiser, but it's a super family friendly event, and we do that every September. That's called our Strikeability Bowling Tournament. That one's super fun. I'll be there for that one. But we have, families come in and people come in with their coworkers and their friends to create bowling teams. And we just have this big tournament. We have a raffle. It's a lot of fun. So we kind of do fun stuff like that throughout the year. And that helps with like the sense of community. It provides something fun for the families to do and meet each other and socialize. And then we have our programs. So a few of the programs that we have, We actually have a new program, fairly new. We've had it for a little less than a year, is our Homeschool Connections program. And that we found there was a big need to support families wanting to homeschool in the area that had children with disabilities, because we found that, people are, parents are running into challenges with the public school system, just getting the supports that they need. And so some families are choosing to homeschool because that's what suits them best. And it's scary, even when you don't have a child with a disability, starting the homeschool journey. I know when I started, it was scary for me, a little overwhelming, and it doesn't have to be. And so for the families that want to do that, we're wanting to come alongside them and offer support for that, because there's tons of co-ops in the St. Johns County area and Northeast Florida area, but not a ton that kind of cater to those specific needs. So we're doing that with Homeschool Connections, which is really cool. We also have our Parent Hope group. So that is a support group that meets up. It's usually either monthly or bi-monthly, and we will have somebody kind of come in and lead that group based on a specific topic that we're, discussing. And that's really cool. We also provide care for children, and what we call them our MVPs, a person with a disability. So we provide just a fun, safe environment for them while their parents or caregivers get to go, usually, next door, right down the hall in the same building, and go to the support group and get advice and just be able to speak to one another and, share their stories.
So a couple questions about the support group. So is there an option to attend virtually, or is it only in person?
We don't have the virtual option at this point, but that is something that we've kind of discussed in the past and is definitely a possibility. And it's a really good idea. So it may end up being something that we do at some point. So I'll definitely update on that if things change, because that's a great idea.
And then how often are the parent meeting, Parent Hope meetings? So is it like once a month, twice a month?
Currently, it's changed a little bit throughout the years, but currently what we're doing is we have them once a month, but what we're doing is we have our socials or our stop, drop, and play program at the same time. So we're able to provide care for our younger MVPs and siblings 1 month, and then the next month we'll have the support group, and it'll be geared towards families that have older MVPs. So high schoolers, adults, youth, and we provide care for them and provide something fun for them to do and keep them entertained while their parents and caregivers are in the group. So it kind of alternates between the two age groups. But yeah, we tend to do it about once a month.
Okay. And then do you guys take like suggestions on topics that want to be discussed? How does that work? Or do you guys pick the topics?
We tend to kind of pick the topics, but according to what the needs are, what we're hearing from families, what we know from, hearing stuff in the community that needs to be talked about, and, parents, have questions about a certain topic. So.
And then if the parents want to join the meetings, how do they go about doing that? And then also finding out like what that meeting topic is going to be about?
So you would go to our website, and there's a little section on our page that says events and programs, and you can register on there, and you can read more about the specific events and programs that we have in the registration. We'll give you kind of more details on that. Same goes with our Homeschool Connections program. There's details in there. We have enrichments, we have field trips, stuff like that. So you can definitely get a lot more details like on our website. That would be a good place to start. And that's abilitytreefirstcoast.org.
Okay. And then I can't help but to go back to the respite. You mentioned respite.
Yeah.
So when you say respite, I know that you said you provide it during the Parent Hope meetings,
Yeah.
but is there like a separate respite that you guys provide, or is that what you were talking about with the meetings?
That's what I'm talking about for right now, is kind of offering that break. We've had programs in the past too, where we've had like parents night out and stuff like that. And we're wanting to have even more programs eventually that will offer even more respite. So yeah, that's the plan. That's like the long haul plan for all that. We would like to be able to offer as much respite and support as we can. So.
And as far as the respite goes, who are the people watching, are providing the respite care? Are they volunteers, employees of Ability Tree?
So it's both. Mostly volunteers. They're background checked. They're trained. We have a specific process that they go through. But they will come and they'll be the ones offering the respite. And we're very particular about pairing our employees and our volunteers according to their experience and skill level. So say if we get an OT that's volunteering, obviously they're going to have a lot more experience. So we're going to put them with one of our MVPs that may have higher support needs. So that's how it usually goes. And we try to like plan that ahead of time.
Nice. So is there a cap on how many children, or older kids are allowed to be in the respite?
Yeah. So when we're doing that, according to the physical space that we have, we usually cap it at, I want to say around 12 or 15. As of right now, the goal is to eventually have our own building so that we can accommodate, a higher number. So we're hoping for that down the road. That's what we're trying to get funding for. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned about the homeschool program available. So with that, is it like kids, they get dropped off to you guys, or the families meet you guys at like a field trip place, or like how does that work?
Yeah, so the field trips, we do meet at those places.
Okay.
We also have what we call our enrichment sessions. So we have some similarities to a co-op, but we're not a co-op. We don't have like one curriculum we're all doing together. And that's because our MVPs tend to have very diverse needs. So that would be almost impossible to do. We don't want to put that pressure on families. So what we're doing, our goal is to come alongside families and enrich what they're already doing at home. So they're doing whatever curriculum, whether that's online, whatever. And then what we're doing with the enrichment sessions is we're offering STEM activities, science experiments, crafts, stuff like that. And we do a lot of fun seasonal themes. And it also is really neat because it offers a chance for, some socialization and for other homeschool parents to meet each other and kind of promote that community. And then we're also going to be offering a homeschool parent support group, kind of similar to our Parent Hope group, where we'll have a specific homeschool topic that we'll be focusing on. We'll have somebody who would be co-leading that with me. And it just kind of, again, like just trying to promote that community and give parents some guidance and confidence that they need. They can consult, with our professionals that are coming in and leading these. And I found that there's just a really big need for that, because it's kind of like a lot of times parents don't know where to start when they're first starting out with homeschooling. So we're hoping to be able to offer more support with that. And that's kind of a newer thing this year that we're doing.
Yeah, I definitely think that would be something good to have, because it can be really overwhelming.
Yeah.
I know that I thought about homeschooling this year, and I went to like a homeschooling kind of like conference thing, and it was just like my mind was like all over the place. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much information. I
Yeah.
don't know where to start. So it can be intimidating and a lot to take in. So I
100%.
think being able to have someone kind of provide that like step by step
Yes.
on, like
Yeah.
how to start, what to do, and things like that would be awesome to
Yeah.
have. And then for the enrichment program, is that something that that is there a fee attached to it? Or
Yes, we have a very small fee. It's basically just to reimburse us for any supplies that we use. So right now we're charging $6 per MVP or sibling. And that would be for age 3 and up. Parents are welcome to bring their babies and toddlers. The parents are going to be present. So like a co-op, they will be involved and they'll be there, but we have volunteers to help facilitate, especially like if a parent comes in and they have more than one child, they have their MVP child, maybe they have a baby on their hip, we'll have at least 2 other adult volunteers there, depending on the numbers that we have, to help facilitate that enrichment. And our space is very kid friendly, very sensory friendly. And there's no apologizing. You don't have to apologize if somebody's, upset, having a sensory meltdown, if you need to leave early, if you get there late, we get it. That's what we're here for. And we're just trying to create, we have a lot of spaces for homeschooling families with neurotypical children. I feel like there's a lot of support for that. And we're just trying to provide that for our demographic and, provide them with a place where they can get that community and support and not have to worry, and feel comfortable.
Yeah. And parents can find the information for the enrichment programs on the website too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have a calendar on there and you can click through the months and find our scheduled enrichments and go and pick and choose. There's no pressure. And that's what I wanted for this program is you pick and choose what you want to come to. If it's not a good week, then you don't have to come. So, and we also we're going to have weekly homeschool hangouts. So those will take place either at our treehouse location, which is our physical location. We have like an air hockey table, sensory toys, video games is cool. Or sometimes we'll meet at like a playground or a park or an ice cream shop or a coffee shop. So we're very much like in the community and that's very casual. You just come if you want to and don't if you can't. So
cool.
Yeah.
And then do you guys have a summer program?
We do. Yeah, we have a summer camp program every year, and that is for kids up through youth and adulthood. So, yeah.
Okay. So youth, like starting at what age?
Yeah, it would be middle and high school. I'm sorry, I said adulthood. That's some of our other programs, not the summer camp. Okay. So the summer camp program is for kids, and then we have a separate one for our youth, which would be like middle and high school. Okay. Sorry, I misspoke.
And is there like a sign up for that, a waiting list? Like when do you usually put information out regarding the summer camp and like how to register for that?
Yeah, we usually try to start getting the summer camp stuff out several weeks before it starts. And we do have to have a cap on the numbers that we take. And that is, we're in a new location. So I don't have that set number yet, but that is probably going to change for this coming summer camp for 2026. But we'll have more information on that like well before summer camp starts. So families will be able to plan and everything.
So do the children have to meet certain like criteria or requirements to participate in the summer camp?
So one of the things that we are working on right now is getting more volunteers, more in-depth training so that we can take more MVPs that have higher support needs, maybe some behavioral issues, and we can really support them well. There have been times when we're not fully equipped for some of the higher support needs cases, but for the most part, we're not having to turn very many people away. And we'll work with anybody. Like if we can, we'll even do it to where they can come in part-time so that families are at least getting some respite. Because a lot of our families use the summer camp program for that break and to be able to make sure that their children, are getting that social time and they're able to have fun and go do something, during the summertime. So.
So does that include individuals that maybe like have a feeding tube or they're incontinent and like need diapering?
Yeah. So as of right now, the only thing that we're not able to accommodate is the feeding tube. That is a goal. We want to be able to accommodate that. Right now, with us being a little bit on the smaller side, there's things that we're working towards. It's always a challenge trying to find, people with that extensive training, having maybe a nurse on staff. But that is something that we're really wanting to do because we don't want anybody to feel left out or feel like they can't get the support that they need. But we also want to make sure that our MVPs that are coming to us are supported, they're safe, and they're getting their needs met. So that's definitely a goal.
Yeah, good. I mean, I'm glad that you guys are thinking about that and working on that,
Yes.
because that is definitely something that as a parent of a child that is total care, that I'm always like every summer, man, I wish my child could go to
I know.
a summer program or participate in some kind of social activities during the summer. But because of, the extensive needs that she has, she's never able to participate in,
I know.
things like that. So
Yeah.
that's really good that you guys are looking into that.
Yeah, we're definitely prioritizing that. That is really something we're wanting to do. And, we've been in kind of a transition period with our new executive director coming on board, but he is an absolute beast with the networking and fundraising. He knows everybody. Is like he doesn't know a stranger. And if they are a stranger, they won't be for long. So we're excited to have him because these are the kinds of things that we want to be able to serve in all areas for families impacted by disability, so that nobody is left out. Everybody has the opportunity to have community and come do fun things. So
yeah. And then the summer camp program, is it, how many weeks is that? Is that for the whole summer or is it limited?
we did it, I believe we did 4 weeks this year.
Okay.
I didn't oversee that program this year, but I will be next year. And next year we're hoping to be able to accommodate more and maybe even have it a little bit longer. We're always looking for being able to support more and more as we grow. So hopefully we'll be able to offer even more next summer.
Nice. And then you mentioned a physical location. So where is your physical location?
So right now we are located inside of Trinity Parish North Campus. There's a downtown campus in St. Augustine, and that's the campus that's been around for a long time. They just built their North Campus very recently, and that is on 16A. So it's in the Silverleaf area in North St. Johns County. So we're located in there. We have our own designated space. We have 2 designated spaces in that church building that, the space is great. We really love being there. They've really welcomed us and they want to have us there. So
Nice.
yeah.
And then do you guys have is it the floating is there like a truck or that you guys have that goes around?
Yes. So as of right now, so our previous executive director had a truck that could haul it. So we are working on getting something to be able to haul it so that we can start coming out to more community events and for churches and other organizations that are serving the disability community to be able to use it as well. So it's fully functioning and stocked. We just need a way to haul it, and that is something that we're working on right now. So,
and can you talk about a little bit what it is for people that don't know what you mean?
It's our mobile sensory trailer, and what we utilize it for is to go out into the community. So, like one of the things we've used it for in the past is like the Rhythm and Ribs Festival. It offers an air-conditioned, calming, sensory-friendly space for families who have a loved one with a disability to be able to take a break and cool off and kind of reset themselves, regulate themselves, and then they can go back out and enjoy the event. It can be really overwhelming and anxiety inducing to go to a big crowded event like that, knowing you have no place to retreat if something happens, if somebody has a sensory meltdown or they just need to get in the air conditioning for a little while. And we welcome anybody to come check out our sensory trailer, but our MVPs take priority. So if somebody needs a sensory break, they would take priority.
And yes, let me tell you, when I went into the sensory truck, I was like, man, I just want to go in here and take a nap.
It was so nice.
Like for the rest of the day, I think that there needs to be like an adult day or adult time.
I know we need one next to it just for the parents. That would be great.
Yes, because I just wanted to just fall out and take a nap. It was so calming and just like peaceful inside. So yeah, they're maybe looking to having like an adult, time.
Yeah,
so.
I think that's something that we need to think about funding next. And maybe the one that we have currently is like an under the sea theme. Maybe we'll do like a space theme for that one and we'll just switch off. Like the parents can use the other one time and then, our MVPs can use one the other time and we'll switch it. So you get the full experience.
I mean, we get overstimulated too. We need
absolutely
some to regulate our bodies.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of our MVPs, their parents are also, like on the autism spectrum, and they need a break too. Like we get overstimulated.
So yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
And so if you want to like give the website that families can go to get more information about the program, if you guys have a Facebook page or other social media.
Yeah, we're on Facebook, Ability Tree First Coast. Our Instagram handle is at Ability Tree FC. Our website is abilitytreefirstcoast.org. And you can find out about all of our programs and events on there. Read about more details about, what we do. We also have our national branch that has a consulting branch. And what they do is churches and organizations that would like training in disability and autism, they can consult with them and they offer that service for free. And they can do it virtually. So they can help train and answer questions and consult from anywhere in the United States. So it's a really great program that they're offering, and it's very needed because a lot of places, like I know my personal experience, a lot of churches, they want to be more inclusive. They just don't know where to start. Yeah. They want to support families and not have anybody leave because they feel unsupported. So it's a great place to start if you're wanting to learn how to be more inclusive and accommodating.
Yeah, definitely. And then if anyone wants to volunteer, is that available on the website, information on how to do that?
Yes, you can go on our website and it's pretty easy to navigate. You'll see a link for the volunteer page where you can go fill out a form. We'll do a background check and we'll do some training with our volunteers, but anybody can go on and fill out that form to volunteer if they're interested, and we would love to have you.
Okay. And then what about donating? Can you do that from the Facebook or?
You can. We have a big button that says give at the top right corner of the website, and you can click on that and it will share with you the different ways that you can give. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Is there any events coming up that we should know about?
Yeah, we've got our Strike Ability bowling tournament coming up. That is September 6th, I believe. Okay. That one is a lot of fun. We need more bowling teams to sign up. So if you want to come bowl, we'd love to have you. And then we have, I know the other thing, we do our Trim the Tree party every year in December, and that's always a lot of fun. And we always have Santa and Mrs. Claus come. You can do pictures and do a meet and greet with them. And we are doing a luau this year. It's going to look a little bit different. We are offering it only to our adult and youth MVPs to kind of give them, a more age appropriate, like fun way to socialize. And during that time, we're going to have one of our parent support groups at the same time. So.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Go to Ability Tree First Coast, go onto their Facebook. make sure that you like their page. Go to their website if you like to volunteer, donate. If you're interested in signing up for any homeschool events, make sure that you're keeping watch for the summer program that is going to be coming up next year. I know that summer gets crazy and spots fill up at a lot of different places really fast. So make sure that you keep an eye on that if you're interested in that. And the strikeability, make sure that you go and get information about that and sign up if you like bowling. And thank you so much, Courtney, for coming on and sharing all this great information.
For having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I greatly appreciate it. I definitely hope to see a lot of parents coming out to the events that are available through Ability Tree. Like I said, you guys have such great programs. We love it, and it's definitely worth the time to go out and enjoy some time with other families. And have your children be able to socialize and just be around, others in the community that are similar to them. So I really appreciate all the things that you guys do and the events that you all offer for the community again. So thank you again, everyone, for tuning in to another episode of Two Moms and Some Labels. And until next time, we